Hi, this is George Nostrand, and I am here with Eric King, who has just released a new CD, 30 Days to 50. Thanks for coming in, Eric.
Well, thanks for having me, and it's great to be here. Just released first album, 30 Days to 50. Pretty excited. So it's been quite a journey, learning all the process of, first time being in the studio to working with other musicians in the studio musicians and engineers, and figuring out how to produce this thing and getting it out and all that stuff. It was just, it was a good process, good learning process. It was exciting, awesome time.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about that process. Where did you record the album? How did you find out about it? And I understand this is like a solo album, but you brought in a bunch of musicians to play on the album, right?
Correct. Found the studio through a couple different other musicians, and when I went into the studio, I got a really good vibe of the place. The engineer was Jeremiah. We totally hit it off. So it was a great place. Great place to record an album.
And you have a pretty all-star lineup on the CD. You also have a horn section, which is pretty impressive and not something you hear all the time. And tell me a little bit about that. What made you decide to go with the horn section?
Well, the horn section was kind of a little by accident. There was people that were lined up that fell out of play, and then you had to search for more. And I just happened to come across Barbara Smith first, a saxophone player, and she came in and laid down some tracks, and then we still didn't have a trumpet and a trombone player. We had one trombone player first. Liam came in, and then second was Michael and his wife Danielle came in, music teachers, and they just came in, all three of them with Barbara, and they just were amazing. Communicating with them what I wanted, doing arrangements. It was just, what an experience, and I tell people I got the best horn section anybody could ask for.
Yeah.
Do
you have formal training in music when you say you're arranging or working with them, or?
No, they were kind of, I knew what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
so my formal training is self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew the arrangements, how I wanted it to sound. So, I would be in the studio, my hands would be flying in the air, trying to describe, different ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, and they would just look at me and kind of smile. And it's funny, they would turn to each other, and they would just talk this band camp, I call it, language, and they would turn around and just rip it into almost exactly what I was talking about. And so that communication was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so that worked out great that way.
Excellent.
And may not have been the most, professional way, but we sure did have fun.
Yeah. What are some of your musical influences, or what are the influences you bring to this album?
It's funny. I listen to everything, all kinds of different genres. So, I grew up, I think the first really band that I really started listening to, it had to be the Rolling Stones when I was a kid. That really, let's just listen to them. And then it evolved from there when, I went into Leonard Skinner, this whole Southern rock, and then, you'd listen to country music when none of your friends were around because, because I loved country music, but, if you listened to it
right
when everybody was listening to Southern rock or, heavy metal, they'd be looking at you like, what are you listening to? And then, Sunday mornings, I'm educating myself on jazz, and funk and blues. And so if you looked at my vinyl record collection, it goes from you could find anything in there, so I don't limit myself to genres. I just keep myself wide open music, and hopefully that kind of happens when I'm writing my music,
Yeah, there's definitely a wide variety of influences when you listen to the album. Let's listen to part of a track. What track do you want to listen to here?
We could do, how would we do Take Me Away?
Okay, great, let's listen to that.
time to shine on you. No sense in looking, they won't come true. They said there's more to this. Who they tell? Even if you don't believe, once you get there, you will. So take me away, take me away, and show me the way. Today, take me away, take me away, show me the way to yesterday, to yesterday.
My name is Josh, the bass player, and you're listening to Major Prelude and Minor Mishaps.
All right, well, so in addition to this new album, you also are starting a new project called Groove Street Records. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, to release my album, I wanted to open up an independent record label. So not only did I help myself release the album, but in the future, try to bring local artists that are looking to record their first album, and just making sure we can help them in any way possible, whether it's the producing the album, packaging, and making sure it just looks good. So when they go to take it to wherever they want to go after that, or they have us take it forward, it looks professional, and they can kind of get an idea of the business side of the music. It's kind of you have to know it as an artist. You got to or you're not going to make money, and someone's probably going to take advantage of you.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that there was a time where record labels were kind of looked at as evil entities, and there's probably some good reasons for that in the past. But I think also we've kind of come into this DIY world where the musician is expected to do everything. And so I've come to see that there could be a real value in working with a label, because then that label takes some of that pressure off.
Yeah, and you can have different contracts with labels. Your label can just be promoting you, or working with you on tours, or you can take care of your own tours, or they can just be working with you on producing an album. That's what's, you're not locked into this giant contract where you're giving up your masters and all your royalties. It's not, of course the record label has to make money, but you're more of a partner. You're making the money together. An artist can get their music out there very easily worldwide. Doesn't mean everybody's going to look at it.
Right.
That's a whole separate thing. This is what I'm talking about. You can get it out there on any format you want where everybody can look at it. But if nobody knows it, and there's no buzz around it, and nobody knows anything, then it's just sitting out there.
Right.
So there's pros and cons, but it's very easy for an artist to record an album. A lot easier now than it was when we were kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you needed the major record label to even get radio play and get it out there.
Do you have any plans in promoting your own album, or any upcoming shows or places that people could see you play? Or
Sure. Well, this Saturday we'll be down in Ludlow at DeJour, Vermont, and then Sunday I'm at from 12 to 1 at Cider Days down in Mount Holly.
Cool.
And then let's see, after that we're at the Outer Limits Brewery. The end of October.
Cool.
Beginning of November we're at I think we're at the Copper Fox in Springfield.
Great.
So,
that's a great venue. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All great venues.
Yeah.
All great
Very
venues.
excited
Definitely.
for all of them.
Excellent. And people can find your new album online?
They can. Pretty much every format there is online, wherever you get your music. And also, if you want to go to GrooveStreetRecords.com, we have it for sale on there. And also locally, if you want to stop down at Rick and Kat's Hollow and Mouse record store, we have it available there too.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Well, let's go out with another tune. What do you want to go out with?
Let's go out with You Meant the World to Me.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Eric.
Well, thanks for having me, George.
Hey, 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 do you remember when we walked that beach, hand in hand, you and me, watching that sunset from that lifeguard seat? You know it meant world to me. It meant the world. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. You know it meant the world to me. So fly with me on a journey. Let's find out what we could be. So baby, fly with me on a journey. Let's find out what we could be. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world. You know it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. You know it meant the world to me.
Hi, I'm Rob Mitchell of the Rutland Herald. Thank you for listening to Major Prelude and Minor Mishaps, brought to you by the Rutland Herald and the Barry Montpelier Times-Argus.